Good afternoon friends, this is Hitesh from Nutkilgas Python Academy. So today I will be back with some another problem statement which is based on Python programming. Okay, so here is the first problem statement from LeetCode. So this is a Pascal triangle. So we have to write a code where we have to print the Pascal triangle, and in Pascal triangle we are given the number of rows. So how many number of rows we want to print the Pascal triangle, and it will return the first numRows as a Pascal triangle. Okay, so what is given to you, that will we see. So in Pascal triangle each number is a sum of the two number. Whatever number we have, that is already sum of the previous two number, that is given below here. So see, that is 1. So previously there is only single number, so this is 1. This is 2. So 2 is a sum of previously two number, that is 1 plus 1. Here 3 is a sum of previously two number, 1 plus 2. Here also 3. So 3 is a sum of 2 plus 1. Here this number we will be sum of 1 plus 2, that is 4. This number will be sum of previous two number, that is 3 plus 3 6. This number will be sum of 3 plus 1, that is 4. So at the last row it will print 1 4 6 4 1. At the previous row it will print the previous sum of the previous two number, that is 3. So it will print 1 3 3 1. In the third row, sorry, it is a mean between the number, that is 2, is the sum of the previous two number, that is 1 plus 1. So likewise we have to print the write a code which will return the number of sum of all the number according to the number of rows. It will print the array. Okay, so see here, if I had a passing number of row as 5, so it will gives you 5 number of list. Okay, that is actually is a nested list. If I am passing only one row, so it will print only single number, because they have don't have any previous number. Okay, and the constant is given to you, so number of rows is not more than 30 and it is greater than only 1. So number of rows is always lies between 1 to 30. Okay, so we will try to write. So basically here we will try to write our coding based on class. So first we will write class keyword. After the class keyword, suppose I have to pass the class name as a solution, followed by colon. In between the class we have various types of methods, so variously or method or function. So I have creating a one method while using define keyword, and where I have to give the name of the method is a generate. So generate is a name of the function or method which is followed by the input parameter or parameter. So I have passing first by default parameter, that is a self. After that, how many rows we want to enter, that row parameter is given to you, that is a numRows. And in the numRows, it is actually we are passing the numRows in a form of integer. So for that we have to write here int, and what is in according to the number of row we are creating list. So for that we will write here list constructor, list of list, that is a nested list. Okay, so list of list, it will going to return nested list. So we see in the output they had shown you the nested list element. So for that we are creating the list within list, and in between the list we have the integer type of value which was followed by the colon. Okay, so likewise we have created this method. So now if we are trying to find out if the number of rows are only 0, so that time what it will return, so that time it will return only empty list. Okay, if the number of rows is 1, so that time it will return only single element in within the list, that is 1. If we have more than one rows in there, so that time for that we will try to apply for loop. So we will write for I in range of 1 comma numRows plus 1. So we will write here sorry, 1 2 3 4 5, yeah. So numRows. So if I had passing 5, so loop is going to starting print with 1, and rest of the 4 times loop will run. Okay, so first row, in the first row we are passing only one element within the list. After that we are iterating according to column. So for that we will pass another loop within the loop, that is a nested loop. So that is a for j in range of I plus 1. So I is nothing but a index value of row. Okay, sorry, 1 comma I, yeah. So it will going to print the element in column wise. Okay, so from here we had passing the row as a list. So suppose we want to add any element within the list, so for that we will use append function, and within the append function we are trying to pass the first element, that is 1, and nested list 1, which we are assigning to the variable triangle. So for that we will write here triangle. So within the triangle we are passing some element where, that is a I minus 1. Whatever the row number is there, that element should be printed according to the less than one row. Okay, next column, it will going to print identify the column number, that is index value of j. J is actually the index value of column. Okay, next it will going to pass nested list within the list. So for that we will write here I minus 1 and current element of that column, that for that we will write here j. So here we will trying to append all the element within the initial list, that is a triangle dot. So sorry, first we will try to append all the element within the row. Okay, so for that we will write here first row append 1. So previously 1, whatever the number of rows is there, the first element is always 1. So for that we will pass here 1 as an element, and all the rows are appending into the triangle column, triangle variable. So for that we will write append row. Now it will return the triangle, whatever the value of the triangle is there, return triangle. So it will return the all the elements within the list which is stored in triangle variable. So now we had created our class. Now it's time to pass the argument with the help of object. An object is always associated with the class. So for that first we have to pass the number of rows. So I had passed here, they had given you the number of rows is 5, so I had passing the element for the number of rows is 5. Next we will create the object of the class. So what is the s is the object of the class solution. Okay, so likewise we have created object. So now with the help of object, that is as, we can use any method of the class. Okay, and that method of the class will be assigning to the result variable. So as dot, with the help of dot operator, as is that is the object of the class, is able to access any method of the class. So name of the method within the class is generate. Okay, so we will write here generate. So within the argument we have to pass the numRows. So it will going to pass the number of rows is 5. Now we will try to print the what is the nested value within the list of 5 number of rows. So let's see whether we will get expected output or not. So we are passing the element for the number of rows 5. So see we will get expected or not. There is a error, I think some error is there. Let's see, we will run. Actually error is there. Return is outside the function. Yeah, so we have to keep this problem always. There may be a chances you will get the identification error. So for that we are getting the error. So return is always aligned within the inner loop. Okay, so likewise we had created. So once again I will try to explain you. So our motto is we have to pass the number of row. According to the number of row it will print the Pascal value. And actually what is the Pascal triangle? Sorry, Pascal triangle. So actually Pascal triangle is a number which is the sum of previous two number. Okay, so likewise we have created the generate, that is a method of the class solution, which we are passing as an argument of number of row which is integer type, and that integer value is always formed within the element of the list, that is a nested list. Okay, list within list here. Okay, so if the number of rows is 0, so it will always return empty list. Okay, so suppose I had passing here for example 0. So see what they will show you. Okay, so it will give you empty list. So likewise we had written if the number of rows is entered by user is 0, so it will return always empty list. Okay, if the number of rows I had passed 1, so that time it will return only one element within the list as a triangle variable, that is 1. So see what we will get. Only one element. Okay, only one element. Likewise if I had passing the number of element 5, so that time it will print 5 element of the list starting with 1 1 1 1 2 1. 2 is a sum of previous 2. Okay, 3 is a sum of previous 2. 3 is a sum of previous 1. 4 is a sum of 1 plus 3. Okay, 6 is a sum of 3 plus 3. 4 is a sum of 3 plus 1. If I had passing for example 6, so that time it will print one more list within the list 1 5 10. See, we will see 1 5 10 10 5 1. Yeah, see 1 5 10 10 5 1. Okay, so likewise it will return. So basically Pascal triangle is nothing but a element which is a sum of the previous two element. Okay, middle sum of the previous two middle element. So likewise we had trying to write the code to print the Pascal triangle, and it is very simple, but you have to apply the logic. You have to keep in mind for this logic. So I suggest you, before moving to this problem set, you have to go through the pattern printing, triangle printing code which were already existed in our playlist, that is a Python interview hack on Anup Kelkar's Python Academy YouTube channel. So once you go through those problem statement, then you have to practice this one. So it will gives you some idea about the how we will use nested for loop, how we will be print the value for that. Okay, so likewise we had trying to solve this problem statement. So if you have any doubt regarding this session or this problem statement, so feel free to ask, do comment us, subscribe the channel. Okay, thank you. And in description I will provide you solution also for this code also. Okay, thank you. This is for today. Have a nice day.